first we're gonna undo 4 bolts. So the bolts are all rusted. I think I need new rails probably, but we'll go ahead and try to take it off. So there's 4 bolts here. 4. No, that's just a light strip LED. Alright, got my toolbox. I think it's a 14mm. Once I remove this, I'll see how much rust is on there. And I may sandblast it and reuse the rails, or just replace them. But this car was sitting out in the weather with a leak. The top was leaking for a few years, so it's pretty rusted. All right, front right bolt. Let's go. We'll loosen the other side. So right now the seats are, you pull this lever and you slide it to the back as far as you can. So then you get room to unscrew this nut, or this bolt. All right, really rusted too. And now you need to slide the seat up. Can't even slide this up. I'm gonna sit in there and see if I can pull it forward. There we go. Yeah. So I haven't looked back here in years. Look at all that. Looks like rust. The chair is falling apart. And it looks like one of the rails is completely gone. The seat's wiggly. Pretty dangerous. But let's see if we can get the rest of the screws out. Let's go ahead and do this side first. Oh, that's in the way. Here. Make sure I get. Put an extension on there. As I'm doing this, I'm hoping it doesn't rain. I have a cover I can put on it, but all right, bolts out. So that was for the side seatbelt mount, it looks like. Okay, so it's still pretty rusted. I have some WD-40 sprayed on these bolts. And then I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. Same with this side. seatbelt bolt. Basically, I just all these bolts need to come out, and I don't want them to break in there because then I'll have to drill and tap, and that's no fun. Okay. Okay, this is what we have so far. So once I was able to get the seat out, I took the Dremel and I cut the bracket as much as I could around. So I literally just cut straight across, and then I pried the rusted bracket, factory brackets out, and then I took vice grips and I was able to grab the nut and unscrew it. So these are actually the ones from the front right here. I just kind of made sure the threads on the bolt holes are still good. I haven't vacuumed yet after I... This was here. And this was one of them as well. This one was probably here. With... That's how it was. Look at that. So what I did was I was able to cut this with Dremel, and then I grabbed my vice grip. I used the vice grip against this, and I just kept rotating it. It was only maybe like a 90-degree spin every time, but eventually it was able to unthread it. Same with this side. This was here, but it's so rusted that if you can see that bolt, it's like a pyramid. So I try to cut with the Dremel, I try to cut edges on it, but it was still really difficult. And I just ended up using vice grips and I was able to get it out. So both of them came out. The threads are good. So I'll replace the bolts. I don't want more stuff falling down there. So that's the reason why I put these the bolts from the front inside vacuum it. I don't want all the debris, rust, and everything to go on down there. But I'll vacuum it tomorrow. These are basically trash. I'll have to get new 14mm bolts. And I'll probably get stainless steel just so this doesn't happen again. But check that out. So it was really difficult to remove these. Yeah. If this didn't work, I would have got my welder out and just welded a wrench to it or something, and welded a socket to it, and then just throw away the socket after. I've done that before, but this ended up working with the vice grips. So you can see I cut a little edge right here, and then that allowed me to attach the vice grip from here to this edge, and then I just rotated a little bit each time. But alright, so all 4 bolts are good now, or all 4 nuts. So then we're waiting for the seat bracket to come before we install the new seats. Alright, well, I'll clean it up tomorrow. It's pretty dark out right now, and I haven't even started on the other side, so I'm hoping the other side doesn't have the same issues with rust. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.